There is watches about space, and then there's this. The dial of this watch looks pretty realistic. Hello, welcome to Swiss Watch Gang, a channel where we mostly talk about cool, unusual and rare watches. Today we are taking a look into a new watch which we featured already on my channel, and I also own a piece unique from this brand, Chronoswiss. The watch manufacturer is based in Lucerne, Switzerland and has been around for quite some time now. It's also a brand very dear to my heart. They're mostly known for their regulator style watches as well as introducing some out-of-the-box guilloche dials and color treatments. If you want a watch that stands out from the crowd, Chronoswiss is definitely a watch brand to look into. What I commend the brand for is really playing with color. In today's day and age, watch collecting can become pretty monotonous. Many brands rinse and repeat the same old designs with slight color changes, but usually it doesn't go further than that. With Chronoswiss, speaking from experience, you won't get bored. The guilloche dials are made in-house in Lucerne by Mike Panciera, who is also the designer behind the watches and color combos. The model we're looking at today is from their new Space Timer line. It's a collection inspired by the vast beauty of the universe and everything in it. So far I've seen this Jupiter model as well as the Moonwalk model, which features a stunning guilloche pattern, which I have never come across before. The quality and pattern really speak to me and I can't wait to see more. The gas giant Jupiter is the fifth planet from our Sun and is by far the largest in the solar system. It's extremely unique and has a similar composition like the Sun. Because of its massive size and diameter, it's actually 1,331 times larger than our beloved Earth in volume. Pretty cool. Visually, it's composed of beautiful horizontal bands of storms, turbulent winds and clouds. There's a constant giant reddish swirling oval in the southern hemisphere. The famous Great Red Spot. The fun thing about the Great Red Spot is that it's actually depicted on this dial as well, in the shape of the moon phase and date disk at 6 o'clock, which we'll get into later. Let's look into the most striking feature of the watch, the dial depicting the beautiful planet. It's actually made with a laser with a total of 17 layers on top of each other. When you take a close look at it, you can really see the etched or kinda melted layers, which result in this very unusual texture. Afterwards, they used nanoprinting to make the atmosphere of the planet visually complete. You can really play with your imagination here, and when I asked Mike about the inspiration, he also said that the domed moon phase, together with the bridge below the hour disk, overall reminds him of a UFO landing on the planet or just hovering above it, since it technically couldn't land. I'm a fan of fun watches and I think combining high-end mechanical watchmaking with some playfulness is always a nice combination in today's age. As we mentioned before, at 6 o'clock we have the moon phase as well as the date indicator. The moon phase is domed and features two full moons. You can read the moon phase very easily with the little polished ball at 12 o'clock. When the stars are directly in the middle of the polished ball, it's new moon. And when one of the moons is directly on the polished ball indicator, it's full moon. The whole disc makes a full rotation in 2 months, and to make it more efficient, it's actually made out of titanium. The bronze-like color is achieved with the laser treatment and is brought forward by a certain frequency in the process. It features also stars to make it complete, of course, all of it is luminous. The date disc is also special and hovers around the moon phase. It's secured on the base plate with 3 blocks and screws. At first glance you think that it's sapphire, but it's not. The material used for the date as well as the hour track above is actually ITR2. It's carbon nanotechnology used in many high-end watches and it's very good to work with. The construction of the material is visually like sapphire, but the hardness is more similar to that of metal. The numbers on the date disc are all luminous, and these tiny metal balls, which you can see between them, are each hand applied onto the disc, one by one, a process which I can't imagine as being fun. Since the date disc is lower than the top of the moon phase, the hand which indicates the date had also been bent. What I like about this model is the overall 3D visual appeal of the dial. The hour disc is hovering above the Jupiter base plate and over this nice black scathless suspension bridge, which is held down with 2 screws. The disc features hollowed edges as well as applied luminous hour markers. The minutes are read with the help of the long skeletonized white hand, which goes around the periphery of the dial, or in this instance, it's placed above the base plate. The minute track is black galvanic treated, slightly skeletonized, and features these super luminova ceramic blocks, which I really love. They are distinct and super cool once you check them up close. Obviously, this watch overall features great super luminova action, so let's look at it now. You see all the little components that I spoke about are now glowing green. Something I love, especially when you walk into a room after you've just been outside in the sun. The case is in typical Chronoswiss fashion. We've got a handy onion-style crown, knurling on top and the bottom of the case, and the sides are brushed. On the sides you can also see the two correctors, one for setting the moon phase and the other for setting the date. You can easily use this tool and change it as you please. The case is 44mm in diameter without the crown and 50mm with the crown, which is fine since the lugs are slightly curved downwards. My wrist is 18.1cm in diameter, so you can have a little comparison there. The height of the case is 15mm and lug to lug I've measured 53.3mm. The base movement features an in-house module for the regulator, moon phase, as well as the date function, and features a beautiful skeletonized and CVD treated winding rotor. If you do want to purchase one, I'd advise you to contact Chronoswiss directly, since they decided to make only 50 pieces. Why 50? Because Jupiter is the 5th planet from the Sun. The price is 16,500 Swiss francs, which I think is reasonable since there's nothing really like this on the market. Let me know what you think about this watch and the overall direction of Chronoswiss at the moment. Leave a comment down below, I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. I also want to thank Chronoswiss for being a partner of this channel, and if you want to learn more about them, check out the links in the video description. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you next week.